Hey everyone, welcome to this course of Android app development. In this course, we will work on a quiz application. Okay, let's start with creating a new project. Click on New Project, choose Empty Activity. Next, your application name. This is the package name, which is most important when we publish it on Play Store. This is the location of file, and we are going to work in Kotlin. Finish. So here you can see there are two classes. In XML, we will create design. Okay, generally we can say it's a layout. Okay, for this activity. Activity is nothing but a single screen. Okay, which contain a Kotlin file or and XML file. Okay, and when we combine these both, it create an activity or a single screen of Android app. Okay, so here you can see we are attaching this XML layout. Now in XML layout there is a text view, okay, and a constraint layout, which is very important. This is the layout which is the latest one, and Google also recommend this one most. Okay, so this is the text view, and we don't want it on center. Okay, let's make it a heading. Okay, so let's go to coding part, or you can do it from design also. In design you have to go to attributes, and on just remove this from top, uh, add it again, sorry, add it, and remove it from bottom. Okay, now it's on top, and provide margin. So let's give distance from all the directions. Okay, so it's here now, and size, text size, let's give 30 dp, and its style, text style must be bold. Okay, and change its color, text color, choose it from here. So let's take this one, and perfect. Now let's add one question and change the text also. We want to change it from hello world to my quiz app. Okay, enter, and after that let's create a field right below this for question. Okay, so here is the question field, which is right below this. Okay, and there must be a margin for question. Okay, so margin of 20 dp is okay. I think margin must be from top, from start it must be 20, and from top it must be 50 dp, density pixel. Okay, now this is a question, and let's write a question here. So you have to go to its text, which is this one, Okay, enter, and its size is very small, so let's increase its size also. So you can search for size here in 20 dp, and here we can write question number also. So one dot, and answer will be right below this. So for answers we will use 4 options. So here we will use radio group right below this, right below, go to radio group again and drag its top point right below this box. Okay, now what is name of this? Its name is text question. Okay, so it must be right below this, but there must be a margin from top, from all the direction, by the way. And so make it right to here, and it will be 0 wrap content then. Okay, so it will be always on the right, just below this, and align with this question field also. Now there will be some radio buttons inside this radio group. Here we will give it text, Kolkata. Okay. Its ID is radio 1. Similar way we have to use for all. Okay, so I have copied it and pasted it here. This is for second, this one is for third, and fourth. So this way we have successfully created a question. Okay, and let's run it from here now. It's showing an error, so we can check what the exact error. So we can align it from towards left, and let's give a margin from left, so that it will be some distance from left. And here on the bottom there must be a button. Its text must be next, for next question, and IDs. So on clicking this, so after completing with next button, now we have to increase its size. Okay, so I have added its size, text size. Okay, so it's looking better now. Okay, and text size here also 25 dp. Okay, now we will get all the question from database. Okay, so that we can add multiple questions on database, and that will be reflect on our application. Okay, so we are going to use MySQL database here. Okay, so for MySQL database we need XAMPP server, which provide a local environment to create database. Okay, so go here and download for whatever operating system you have. I am downloading for Windows. Okay, so I'm canceling it because I already have downloaded it previously. So this is the software, I have installed it. So you need to install it properly, and after that open it, and this is the XAMPP server. Okay, which will provide us a environment for creating MySQL database. Okay, so here we need to start its port for Apache and MySQL. Now go to browser and type localhost. So it's moving directly to phpMyAdmin. Okay, go to phpMyAdmin, and this is MySQL. Now you have to create a database here. Okay, so click on new. Here the database name, suppose it's QuizApp. Okay, and click on create. So you can see the database created. Okay, but there is not any table, so let's create a table. So table name is quiz. Okay, so here will be like there will be many columns. So first column will be ID, so it will be a unique ID for every question. Then a field for question, then 4 field for options, and 1 field for correct option. Okay, so there must be 7 fields. Okay, now here it will be ID, question, option 1, option 2, 3, 4, and here it will be correct option. Okay, so this way we can add all the column names. Now it will be integer, it must be varchar. Varchar means string. We can pass a long string here. Okay, its size is also important. So we can send length of maximum 1000 length of string here. Okay, so it's length 10. And the last thing you have to do here is go on right, and it will be auto increment, so we don't need to add primary key here. Okay, so finally click on save on the bottom, and this is the structure of table. Okay, and table name is quiz. Now go to browse, and you can see there is no data. Now go to insert tab. We don't need to add ID. Let's add first question. Suppose it's 2 plus 3 equals to what? So our options will be and answer is 5. Okay, so this is the first question. Click on go. Now you can see one row inserted successfully. Okay, and you can also add in form of query. Okay, let's go to browse, and you can see one data is already added here. Right, now let's go to add another data. Click on insert again, and suppose 12 plus 7 equals to what? and correct answer is 19. Okay, so this way we can add more data here, but for now we are adding only one data. Click on go, and here you can see one row, another row inserted, and inserted row ID is 2. Okay, because it was second record. Okay, now let's add in form of query. Okay, we will add here 2 records. Suppose it is 18 multiply 5, so it's 90, 91, 95, and answer is 90. And the second question is, suppose it's 6 multiply 8 equals to what? Okay, so let's add options now. 45, 48, answer is 48. And there are 2 queries. You can add multiple queries like this. Click copy these and paste right below this. Okay, but I am adding 2 columns only here, 2 records. Click on go, browse. Now you can see 4 data is added here. Now how to fetch this data on application? Okay, so it's very simple. We need to use API for that. Okay, API is nothing but it's a application programming interface using which we can get data from database to application. Okay, it can be iOS application or Android, but we must need API for that. Okay, so API can be in any programming language. API is nothing but it's a backend. Okay, it's a backend. We can say it's a backend. So we can create it in Java or Node.js, whatever you want, but here we will use PHP because it's very simple to use PHP and fetch all the data using PHP. Okay, now let's code for API. Okay, open your notepad, and first of all here we will write some we will create a PHP file. Its ending bracket will be this. Save it. So the most important thing is where to save it. We have to save it here. Let me show you. Go to your C drive. Inside XAMPP folder, after installing it, there will be a XAMPP folder. You have to go there. Inside htdocs, you can create a folder here or whatever you want. Okay, you can paste your you can save here as well. Okay, so I am creating a new folder for APIs with APIs. Okay, or just quiz is also fine. Now here we were saving it. Okay, so its name will be database config.php. Now here we are going to pass credentials. Okay, so it's host name. Host name is localhost because it's not on any server but it's on localhost, local machine. Okay, the second thing is host user. Host user means your database username, so it will be host user. So it will be root by default. Every line close it by semicolon. Now third thing is your database password. Okay, so host
So it will be empty by default. Okay, and the last thing is your database name. So it's quiz app. I think it's quiz app. Need to check. Yes, database name is quiz app. Okay, close it by semicolon and save it. Okay, I have saved it. So let's check again if everything is correct or not. Okay, this is a host name, which will be always localhost, then root, then your application, your database name, quiz app. Okay, now close it, save, and let's create API for getting data from this table. Okay, so now we need to open Notepad again, and we need to create another file using which we will get data from table. Okay, first of all, include your config file, copy the name, now second thing is make a connection. So here we will pass 4 parameters. First parameter is host name. Second parameter is host user. Third is host password. And the last one is database name. Alright. Here we are writing a query using which we will get all the data from student table, and we are adding complete data in an array, and after that in last line we are showing all the data in form of JSON. Okay, now let's see how to open API, how to check API response. Okay, so for that you have to write localhost, then inside htdocs you have to always put these APIs inside htdocs folder. Okay, and inside htdocs you can create a folder or anything, but API must be inside htdocs folder. Without that your API will never work. Okay, so it must be inside htdocs folder, and inside htdocs I have created a new folder which is quiz, and let's open this, and here I have stored API. So the path will be localhost is till htdocs, and after that it will be quiz, and then student.php. This is the file name. Okay, so this way we will get all the data, and let's see it in a proper format. So you can paste here, and this way you can see it. You can see it here also. So this way, after completing with database and API part, we will work on retrofit to get all the data from APIs. In API we are getting data in form of JSON. So this is the JSON data, and most important thing is we have to keep all the files inside htdocs folder. If you want, you can create a separate folder inside htdocs for your APIs. So I have created quiz folder, and I'm saving my APIs here. So once again, let me show you APIs. So this is the API for saving all the database credentials, This is the host name, which will be always localhost. Host user will be by default root. Host password will be by default empty, and data name, this is the database name. And the second API is, this is the API for getting data from student table. So here we want to get this complete data, these all the parameters from table, okay, and we are converting it in JSON format. After that, we will add libraries for Retrofit, JSON, and Kotlin. So using Retrofit, we can access data from server. Using JSON, we can convert JSON data into Kotlin data classes. And using Kotlin, we can fetch long-running tasks, and we can also fetch sequential work. Okay, so these are the files, these are the libraries which you have to add, and these are very important libraries. Without this, we can't access data from database. Okay, after adding these libraries, we have to click on sync. Okay, after syncing all the libraries, add a internet permission for this work. Okay, after that, we have to create data classes. So data classes will be similar like this JSON data. Okay, so we have to copy all the JSON data and click here, and we have to install a plugin, Kotlin data file from JSON. Okay, so you have to go here, settings, and inside settings, go to plugin and write JSON. So JSON to Kotlin class, you have to install this plugin and click on OK. So after installing this plugin, go to new Kotlin data class file from JSON, click here and paste your JSON here. So this is these are all the parameters which generated automatically using plugin. Okay, and this file is linked to this file because it's in form of array list, and we have to get data in form of this class. Okay, now here we will use, before that we have to create question API class. So create a Kotlin file, it will be questions API, it must be interface, and here we have get API, and API name is so we have to get IP address. Okay, so you can get IP address from here also. Properties, and from here you can access it. So it must be replaced with this one. Here we have to replace it with API name. Create a suspend function. And which type of data it will be? So it will be this type of data in form of a list. So after creating API class, we have to create a retrofit helper class. So it will be an object because we have to access it on another classes. Your base URL. So this is base URL. Now get instance of retrofit. This is a method. So parenthesis. Here we are using JSON converter factory to convert JSON data to JSON data to Kotlin object, or we can say Java object. Okay, now this is done. Now we can start API integration here. So first we have to get API object. So create a variable. So after accessing it, we have to use coroutine. So here we are getting a result from APIs. Okay, so here we are getting all the data and printing it here. So we are getting data using result.body method. Okay, and we are getting in this complete data in response object and printing all the question size here. So it will give us number of questions in database. Okay, so open Locket. So this is the response and there are 8 questions. Okay, so this is the response from this line and total number of questions printed here. Now we have to show these questions one by one on this UI. Okay, here. So we have to add first question in advance after getting this data. Okay, so we have to set first question here. Dot text equals to, we are going to get question from here because we are getting question, we are saving question list in this variable. Okay. Dot get, and it will be at 0 index question. Okay, and it's showing error, so make it like this and run it. We can get it by index also. Now let's make click listener for button next. Here we need to on click of next button we need a question every time. Okay, so I think we are getting a crash here at line number. So the crash is because we are using the widget inside this coroutine. Okay, so it's in background thread, so we need to run we need to set data in main thread. Okay, so how to make it in main thread? So for that, here you have to write global scope dot launch, and it will be, you have to add a dispatcher here for changing thread, so it will be inside main thread. because whenever you run anything, uh, any update in UI, it must be inside main thread. Okay, so it's in main thread. So we need to change dispatchers. Like suppose we are running a long running task. Okay, at that time we need to change it with IO. But if suppose we are setting some data in UI, then we need to use main thread and run it again, so it will work perfectly. Now we have 4 options. So for that we need to create 4 radio buttons. So we need to get this, we need to access this list here inside next button. For that it must be global. This name is question list of type, make it nullable. Okay, now we have to set first question also, first options for first question. So here it will be option 1, and we are going to get option 1 from list. Then similar way, option 2, option 3 and option 4. Fourth option, and run it now. And now next thing is we have to implement functionalities for next button. Okay, so on next button we will go to next question. Okay, so for that we will create an integer which will iterate one by one with list. Okay, so initially its value will be 0. Now if I is less than, so we are going to use here let scope function. Okay, so that it will be never the list, whenever list will be empty, the app will never crash. Okay, so now you can see it's showing all 4 questions, all the 4 answers. Okay, and we have to work for next button now. So here, if I is less than list size, by we have to also mention. Okay, now -1 because we are already setting one question here. Now here we have to increment it by 1 every time and do the same functionality here also, but here on place of 0 we need to replace it with I. Let's run it, and if suppose we are at last option, we are at last question. Okay, suppose I equals to it must be 1 because we are already setting first question. It must be 1 because we are already first question after launching application. Okay, so suppose it's at last question, at that time we need to set text into button. So it's nullable, so write question mark here, finish. Now let's check the app for next button. Choose an option, click on next. We can also see all the answers here, and we are at this one. Okay, now next is 9 multiply 5 and then 6 multiply 5. Okay, and here you can see finish, the next button changed to finish. Okay, to go to result screen for on click of finish button. Okay, now let's create a new screen. Right click here, new activity, empty activity, result activity, and click on finish. So result activity is created here. Now one thing which we can add here is question number. Okay, so this is the first question, and here we can add question 1 and concatenate the strings. This way we can add more questions here. This is question 1, but we will get it using 0 index, okay, because array start from 0. And for next questions, we can add here, but it will be I, and I will be accessed using $sign. Okay, then so it will be always less than its question number, so it will be +1, and we can put it inside curly brackets. And now run the app. Okay, and now we have to, after finishing complete quiz, we have to jump to result activity. Okay, so for that we will use intent. Intent is used for, we can use intent to jump to next screen or open any another application. Okay, so let's create a variable of intent. Intent is a class, and here import the package name using alt and then enter. And here first parameter will be its class name itself. So class name is main activity. Now you can see question number 1, question number 2. So we can do one thing, just remove this question. Okay, keep it as it is. Okay, here it will be main activity, and next activity will be result activity. Okay, result activity class. Okay, and we have to start it, start and intent inside this. And yes, okay, now the next thing is, when we finish it, we have to blank all the text and options. Okay, and one more thing we can check here, when we going to next question, it's showing second option by default, the previous option selected by default. Okay, so we can remove that by radio group dot check clear check. Okay, because it's nullable, so we are going to use question mark here. And now when we go to next question, it will be it will reset all the options every time. Okay, and on clicking finish, it will move to result activity. Okay, in result activity we have to design it for result now. So first of all, make a header. Okay, text view, match parent wrap content. Here we will add a text, result, then we will give a color, black, here size 40, and style to make it in bold, and gravity to put it into center. And now we can, it's showing error, so we have to constrain it towards top center. Okay, press its right constant and drag it towards right. Now press its top constant and drag it towards top. Okay, so these three lines added automatically here. Now we can give some margin to this, so 13. Okay, now after this we can add a text view for showing score. So its name will be score, and it should be on center of the screen. Okay, so we can write, so top constant is already added. Now when we add here bottom constant, bottom to bottom of parent, then it will be on center. Okay, let's change its size to 30 and change its text to score 15/20. Okay, your score is okay. And now next thing we can add here is a button, a back button. Okay, put a text here, back, and put it on the bottom of the screen. So for that you have to write bottom to the bottom of parent, so it will be on the bottom. Now give it some okay, constant it towards left and right also. Press its right constant and drag it toward right. Okay, so right constant not added here, let's do it again. So right constant added here. Now let's give some margin from all the directions and run it. Now what is remaining is we have to calculate total correct answer by user. Okay, so we have to give a logic for correct answer here. So let's check it. And last answer, and click on finish, and it will navigate directly to score screen. Okay, and here this is the hard-coded text. So on click of back we have to move it to back. Okay, and we have to calculate all complete score of user and send data to result activity from main activity. Now next we have to do is we have to check for answer here. Okay, so before that, instead of writing option, we need to write correct answer. So 9 multiply 9, the correct answer is option 2. Okay, here 9 multiply 9, correct option is option 2. Instead of writing option 2, we will write here its answer. Okay, so it will give benefit in like we can easily make a logic for its calculation. Okay, 9 into 5, it will be, answer will be option 3, but its answer is 45. And the last one is 6 5 30. After doing this, we will calculate result here. Okay, so we can get correct answer by radio group. Okay, so here selected option will be radio group. We have to get checked button ID. Now get the ID, get the text from here. Okay, so if radio button dot text dot toString dot equals the data we are getting from database. If it's equals to answer correct option, then we will create a variable here for answer or result. Okay, and we will increase it by 1 every time if suppose we are writing correct answer. Okay, run it now, and let's print its result on a text. Okay, now let's create a text on bottom of the screen, and we will write score on the bottom. Okay, so below next button, size 20, id, text result. Okay, and it will be on the bottom, to the bottom of parent. Okay, and give some margin of 20 dp, and we will set its result here. Okay, so after completing it, or with this we can write here. First of all, we have to declare text result. Okay, then inside text result we can set text equals to correct answer. Using dollar symbol we can access result. Okay, it's nullable, so we need to write question mark before that. So we are doing it from 0 index, but I is initially 1, so it will be minus by 1. Okay, for getting answer of previous question. Okay, so let's check it now. Now this is correct, 19 is correct answer. Next, 90 is correct answer, so correct answer must be 2. So 6 multiplied by 5 is 30, and click on next, it will be 4. So this way we can get correct answer, but we need to pass score on next screen. So for that we can do one thing: create companion object. Companion objects are similar like static object of Java, okay, which we can use or we can access in next screen or next class. Okay, so let's make result as a companion object so that we will be able to access this result field on any another screen or any another class. Okay, now we have to pass total number of questions also. For that we need to make another variable. So let's make another variable, total questions. Initially it's 0, and total question will be the size of array. Okay, so here total questions will be dot size Okay, we can access question list using it keyword here. Okay, so because of this let function we are able to access this question list using it keyword here. Okay, and now we have to define this text view on result activity, and now we can run it. Answer is 81. So it's working perfectly fine. Now for last option, the correct answer will be 6 if we choose 27. Okay, and I'm clicking on finish now, but it's showing us 5. Okay, it must change to 6. Okay, so for that we have to code for last answer in else statement. Okay, copy this and we have to change score here. If last option is correct, then it must change to 1. Let's make it here and here. Let's check output first. For last answer, when we select correct, its correct answer will be 6. Okay, click on finish and it's saying correct answer now. Okay, and when we don't select any answer, app will be crashed. Okay, so for that we have to set a check for if user have selected any option or not. So if selected option equals to -1, then in that case user show a pop-up. Okay, if id is not equal to -1, it will be perfectly fine, but in case id is -1 or user have not selected any option, then we have to show a toast message. So in case user have not selected any option, it will show this message. So now you can see when we click on next button, it is showing us a toast message. Okay, so using this line, we are showing toast message. Now it's compulsory to choose any of the answer. Okay. Now next thing we can do here is we can make separate quiz for every subject. Okay, like here we only showing one quiz right now. So let's make uh, a table for all the quizzes. Here table name is, and here we initially we will add 3 columns. Subject ID, name, initially 2 columns are enough. And click on submit button. Now here we have 2 columns only. Okay, so let's add one more thing. Let's make this subject ID as a primary key, because every subject quiz must have a unique ID. Okay, so it will be auto increment, so it will be always primary. Save. So now it's primary key. Let's add its name, maths. Click on go, and here you can see one record one record added, and create. Same for quiz. Here it will be subject ID, and another column is name, and table name is subjects. save it. Now we can check for JSON data. So you can see we are getting all the data in form of JSON. Okay, let's add one more record here. Now let's refresh it. So there are 2 records now. Now let's go to the Android and we have to create one new activity, and it will be home activity, where we will show a list of quizzes, and when user click on any quiz, that will be opened. Okay, so go to activity, empty activity, and click on finish.